Hello everyone, apologies for the lack of videos, I have been traveling and sorting out some stuff, but it's been 2 weeks since SEGA leaked Thanquol. And it's pretty weird that Creative Assembly have yet to address the elephant in the room. Well, rat in the room, but same thing. Obviously, it's because they do have some Total War 40k marketing going on with the stuff that went in Billy, which was kind of cool. And for those of you who are only just jumping into Total War recently, this is kind of common. Creative Assembly historically have issues marketing multiple things at once. I know it sounds weird, but it's always been the thing for the past few years, and I doubt anything's really going to change. Now, leaks like this happen fairly often, and Creative Assembly might just put their heads in the sand. They haven't really been too active on the socials recently, but I imagine it's because some of their team is probably flying back from China still. And when I say fairly often, when it's something kind of large, like a big DLC like Lords of the End Times, or maybe even in the future when it comes to Total War 40k, leaks are bound to happen, and this isn't just creators. I mean, this is just CA does it, SEGA does it. It's happened so many times, it's just kind of like expected, right? Bookmark this video. It's gonna happen. Like, remember Boris Ursus? That was a thing. But it feels weird because everyone kind of expected Thanquol. Let's be honest, it's not really even a reveal because, I mean, you can't have the Lords of the End Times without Thanquol. He's so pivotal to the story. I saw people being genuinely surprised about the Glockin, and it's like, why? He had a novella. I'm surprised he was a Chaos Lord, but that's it. But Thanquol was pretty much a given. I mean, his model being interpreted on the art is also based on the model that came out for the End Times, which is super cool, by the way. Though the Skaven as a whole during the End Times, while the End Times lore was bad, believe me, rules-wise, freaking sweet. The thing is, Creative Assembly are going to basically have to ignore this now because it's what their marketing is. But to be honest, I think they should just bite the bullet and just do the Thanquol reveal now. It's not like they're revealing much anyway. It's like, oh, here's the character and here's like 1 or 2 units, and then there's the like what, rumor engine style videos, well, clips, and that's it. Well, mind you, we had a lot of reveals for the Warriors of Chaos. I was quite impressed with that. But we know that later this month, likely on the last day, because Creative Assembly, I'm not trying to be mean here, it's just like they always leave it to the last day. It's becoming a recurring thing where things will happen as close to the end of the month as possible. But they are going to be doing a reveal for essentially what we've already seen twice, but larger. For Total War 40k, they're going to be showcasing the battle that's been on the last few trailers, what came out in the first gameplay reveals, and then obviously the Billy one that happened this month. Good thing there is that, you know, Josh, as far as I'm aware, Josh doesn't speak Mandarin, so I'm imagining that it's all going to be in English. Because it's important to be able to just like see what certain abilities and the rest do if they mouse over it. I'm hoping it's not just all fully recorded and it's just like an actual showcase of a battle. But there's going to be a lot going on there. The 40k hype is coming up. I'm assuming they want to try and hype it up as much as possible because the beta is coming. I just hope that Creative Assembly are ready for where's Thanquol, where's Thanquol, where's Thanquol when they're doing their next stream. Because if they're going to be doing 40k before Thanquol, which usually they take about a month and a bit between each like Warhammer free stream, that might be the case. And I hope that they're not banning people for basically asking about Thanquol a lot because it's just going to happen. He is very popular. A lot of people love that character for good reason. Comedic relief and just everyone likes a Scooby-Doo villain, right? Everyone loves one. Right, now the big question, which is what gets added with Thanquol? There's not really a lot of Skaven stuff missing, barring, well, giant rats and rat swarms, which I don't think are going to happen. The pestilence stuff, which I doubt unless they confirm like a Plagues for Scroll rework. Well, even then I'm still thinking, well, hoping, praying, you know, that we'll get like a character pack on Clan Pestilence, because if there's anything that really needs a character pack, it would be that. Bring in the Plague Lords and the rest and go from there. It's very difficult when it comes to making a full DLC here, when it comes to Skaven content. Skaven have had so much. There's a few educated guesses that we can talk about though. Since they're going full End Times, and, you know, we've been seeing End Times content slowly creep in prior to this, you know, Storm Fiends are a thing. There's 6 different types. Creative Assembly don't tend to make mixed units, so I could see that as going, yeah, full on 6, unless they figure out something different. But I don't see them going mixed units with, like, the Storm Fiends, purely because the Putrid Vikings, which were famously a mixed unit, aren't one now. So I could see them going with variants with the idea of, look, there's not much, so we'll just bring in all different types of 6 free shooters and free melee. Well, I hope we get all 6. You know, they were cool. Even though only one of them was basically the best one for the tabletop, which was the Rattling Gunners one. Believe me, absolutely destructive. Total War has a lot more uses for other types of units. Hell, even like the Poison Wing Globadiers, right? Like, they're much better in Total War than they are in tabletop. Because you don't have the whole roll badly and you can like, kill your own units. Other than that, you know, Vermin Lords are a thing. The big curious thing here is, are they going to do... Oh, it's weird, right? Like, are they just going to make them Exalted Lord options that you can get from, like, say, maybe a Rite or something? Something very specific. They shouldn't be, like, really common, right? There's 4 different types of Vermin Lords. Mostly 1 Fighter, 1 Plague, 1 Stealth, and 1, like, kind of Warp Lightning. So, I could imagine them being rare. But are they going to do a monster variant too, like what they've done with the Monogods? In general, Bloodthirsters, Keepers of Secrets, Great Unclean Ones, or Lords of Change shouldn't really be a monster unit, but they've been kind of changed around a little bit to allow that for Total War for extra units. I'm not sure if I agree with that for Vermin Lords, because the Horned Rats, while powerful right now during the end times, shouldn't be in his zenith. They're much more common in Age of Sigmar, and that's because like he's a full-on god, rather, well, Chaos God, better yet said, but that's pretty much it. That's the most that the Skaven actually got during the end times, barring Thanquol and Bone Ripper himself, which I'm really hoping, by the way, that Bone Ripper has some alterations, you know, that you could change around his weapons a little bit, because that would be kind of nice. You could change him around for the tabletop, but it was very limited, but still cool, right? I'll be honest with you, I don't know what else they could do for Lords and Heroes. I mean, if there's not a chance for a character pack, which would break my heart, but yeah, Plague Lords I guess could work. That's pretty much it. Now the Skaven are missing some things. On screen right now is the Steam community post that this guy has been a wonder for the past few years, right? Always chronicling what stuff is missing, and there is some stuff, you know, Squeal Gnawtooth, which is a potential legendary hero, I'd say, if they want to just add in a proper legendary hero to the Skaven. Master Molders could kind of work, but even then, I feel like should be more of a Lord option. If that happens, if Creative Assembly want to have a lot of fun, War Litters are a thing, but they've been removed for the tabletop for Old World, so possibly not. Great Pox Rats. There's a few things missing, but it gets to the point that we're missing official units, and it's all kit bash stuff. I mean, the War Litter was one of those. A lot of the other like missing units are just like kit bash stuff. There's the Lustria stuff. It's the whole. Oh my god, that was from 6th edition. But yeah, like that was a whole Lustria supplement, which was really good for the Lizardmen also. This is why I'm saying that there's still content for DLCs, believe me. Especially since like Creative Assembly are hitting like 6th edition fairly often now, which is great. I mean, if they wanted to do the Rat Tank, but even then there's only supposed to be one, so that's a Regiment of Renown. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. I think it very much depends on the scope and scale of what Creative Assembly want to do with this DLC. Because, like, for example, Nurgle, I think, is just going to be very heavy on characters, and I think everyone's just kind of clocked into that. Whereas Nagash, I think, will have a decent amount of units, but it'll be split between the undead factions. Boris, obviously, full-on Empire. Skaven could focus more on, like, individually styled units and lords, and then not much else. Either way, I trust CA in that regard, because, like, the last few DLCs, even Omens of Destruction, which were, like, kind of lackluster with how some characters were handled, unit choices were all very good. Orc side, for example, I don't like Gorbad too much, but all the units that were introduced for the Orc side, I loved. They were all units that were on my personal wish list. So I feel like we're in okay hands. The big thing, more than anything, like the first half of this video, is I'm hoping, very much hoping, that Creative Assembly start kind of getting there. You know, just talk about Thanquol, get it over and done with. There's still loads of stuff that they could actually talk about in the future and still do blogs. So it's not going to slow them down if they just like push up the Thanquol reveal a little bit sooner. They could just start like talking about individual reworks and the rest, and that kind of works out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's start a bit of a discussion. I should be streaming a little bit after or maybe even before the video goes live, and just sorting out everything out. There is a heat wave going on again, I think. Well, I mean, it's hitting me quite a bit. So, like, you know, I hope you guys are being hydrated, right? Looks like we're all getting kind of screwed here. So make sure you have a cold drink, you know, open windows, fans, and whatever. And have a great day, guys. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye.